What's going on, guys? My name is Jam Fizzle, and today we're going to be building a gaming PC. For a little background, I have been building PCs for about 4 years, and I've built a little over 30 PCs, and as well, I am a small content creator. Without taking any more of your guys' time, let's get right into this. Alright guys, for this first step, we're going to need the motherboard, the CPU, the RAM, the SSD, and the CPU cooler. Alright, first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to clear your workspace and grab your motherboard. So when we're handling our motherboard, we're going to want to be extra careful about a couple of places on here. So when we're taking out the package, let's grab it by the edges and then take it out of this anti-static bag. I like to use my motherboard box as the surface that I work on, just because it makes things a little bit easier. So we'll take this out, holding it from the bottom, and we'll carefully place it right on top, just like that. Alright, once we've got that done, the first step we're going to take is we're going to take this hook, we're going to unlatch it right here by pulling it to the side, and then just pull it all the way up and grab this part right here. Alright, now we got that out of the way, we're going to go over here. I'm going to grab my CPU, and I'm going to go ahead and open the box. Right here, I've got the AMD Ryzen 5 9600X, so it's going to be their new 9000 series. We're going to take this, open it up, and slide out our CPU. When we're handling our CPU, we're going to want to make sure not to touch the bottom right here and get our grease on it. We're going to want to grab it by the corners. So I'm going to carefully open this, just like that. And if you can see right there, there's a gold triangle in that top left-hand corner. There should be another triangle on your motherboard right there. Match those up. Sometimes it will be at the bottom left or the bottom right. Just make sure you match up the golden triangles with each other. So now all we're going to do is we're going to carefully place this on there, and it should just fall into place. Oops. And it should just fall into place to where it won't really move anymore. Now we're going to put this part down, and we're going to push this down and hook it back there. And then we should be able to just take this. And now our CPU is installed. Let's move on to the RAM. And right here, I went with 32 gigabytes of 6000 megahertz T-Force RGB RAM. All right, now that it's open, let's just put this to the side for a second. If you're using 2 RAM sticks, you're gonna wanna press down these 4 right here. Or if you're using all 4, just put all 4. Just make sure when you're doing 2, only do the 2nd slot and the 4th slot. That'll help you with your RAM speeds. And now just take your RAM, you're going to line it up to where the middle pin is lined up with the pin on the motherboard. And you're just going to put it in its slot, just like that. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to push both sides down at the same time, not one side before the other. Just like that. And the same thing on the second one. There you go, and now our RAM is complete. Now to install the NVMe SSD. So you're just going to take it out of the package like usual. Most motherboards will have this more accessible. This one is a little bit tricky to get off. Most motherboards won't have this though. You're going to push this to the left and then lift this up to the right. And then just take it off just like that. You're going to want to peel all of the covers off because that's going to help with the heat reduction of your SSD. You're going to want to put this in at an angle, push it all the way in, just like that, and then push this down. And then there should be a little clip right here. On some motherboards, other motherboards, you'll have to screw it in. For mine, all I have to do is push this down and move this little clip right here all the way over, and now it's all secure. Peel this sticker off and put it back on just like this. Now the last part is the CPU cooler. So CPUs get very hot and you're going to want to keep them cool. I went with a CPU cooler that I've probably never seen before, but it looked so cool, so I had to pick this up. And this is going to be it right here. Most of the time you're not going to need these brackets. In this case, I don't need those, so let me take them off right now. And then you're just going to choose the brackets that work best for your CPU. So most CPU coolers are going to be the same, but there's always going to be some that are different. Unfortunately, I didn't read my instructions first, which I probably should have, and it gave me step-by-step instructions on how to do it, but now that I read that, I was able to do it. After installing the brackets, you're going to want to make sure that your CPU cooler either has thermal paste already installed on it, or use the little sample tube that they give you and put a little dot in the middle. Sometimes the companies will include a little spatula like this, which is really cool, and it will help you smooth it out so that your CPU gets even distribution of the thermal paste. Once you kind of have an even distribution of it, you're just going to take your CPU cooler and you're going to put it in the correct orientation, but make sure that the cable is off to the side so you don't get it stuck underneath the CPU. And most important thing, do not forget to peel this sticker. Just take it like that and screw it on. Don't screw down one entire side as hard as you can and then start on the other side. Do like an even distribution of it, so do a little bit on this side, screw this side in a little bit. And just like that, your motherboard is complete. Look at that. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Just take this. You're gonna want to plug this in to one of these right here. Just like that. And then make sure to hide the cable so that your PC looks better. That should be fine. Now that we're done with the motherboard, we can take this, push it to the side, and let's clear our desk off of all of our trash. And that should now time to bring in the big boy. My choice of case was the O11 Vision Compact. I mainly went with this case just because of the third glass panel and the fact that it was a little bit smaller than the NZXT H9, which was my old case. The first thing that I like to do is I like to install the power supply first. Alright, so I'm going to open up the power supply right here, take all this stuff out, all the cables, and let's take this out of the packaging, and that is our power supply right there. And it even came with gloves. Let's try these on. I think these are a little bit too small. I don't know, let me... Oh, what the heck? Oh, well, I mean, I guess they work. Alright, we gotta respect the drip. We gotta wear these the entire time we build this PC. For this build, I grabbed cable extensions to make the overall build look cleaner. You don't have to do that, but you can if you'd like. Alright, so these are all the cable extensions that we're going to need, so let's take these, put them to the side for just a second, and let's grab the main power supply cables. Oh wait, these ones are white. Huh. Okay, so I didn't mention it while I was recording, but as soon as you plug in these cables, go ahead and plug in the cable extensions to these cables first, and then install the power supply. And so now all we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to slide it right, oh no, my glove. Okay, we're just going to slide it right into here, just like this, and now we're going to take the screws and we're going to screw them all four into those sides. There we go, and now we have that installed, and you can see all these cables in the back. Let's leave those there for right now. We're going to install the fans first. I believe with this case that we can take this bottom part out, which we can. Yep, just like this. And so now that this is removed, we'll just put the fans on top, screw them in on the bottom, and then place this back in, just like this. Just like that, and push it down like that, and there we go. And now that we're done with the fans, we can go ahead and install the motherboard into the case. And then what you're going to want to do with the motherboard is you're going to want to grab it from the CPU cooler, and you're going to take it and put, big thing, some motherboards do not come with the IO shield installed on them. In fact, most of them don't. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put the IO shield right into here before you put the motherboard in. So make sure you guys do that. Alright, now it's time to put the motherboard in. First, peel off the sticker. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get the screws from your motherboard, or your case rather, and you're going to want to use those to screw in the motherboard. Okay, now that we screwed in the motherboard, all we have to do now is plug in the last connections, and we're just about done. The first case connection that we're going to plug in is going to be this one right here. And the last one is going to be called the F panel, and that's just going to be pretty much for your power button, the light on your power button, and the rest of the stuff on the front panel that you didn't already plug in. And once again, just line up the missing pin on this one with the missing pin on the board. And just like that, those ones are done. Just make sure to hide any cables that you can so that it doesn't look messy and unprofessional. Now you're just going to plug in your motherboard connections. So the first one we're going to plug in here is going to be the motherboard connection, which is the 24-pin connector. And the next one is going to be your CPU one. Most CPUs only have one 8-pin connector. This motherboard and most X870 motherboards and B850s and some B650 motherboards will have two 8-pin connectors like this one. Just go ahead and plug in however many you need though. And those are all the connections that go to the motherboard. The last one is going to go to the graphics card. Before we move on to the graphics card, let's go ahead and install the glass top panel. So cool. Before we move on, our cables look kind of messy, so let's go ahead and add the cable combs. All we have to do is take them and snap them on right here. And now finally onto the favorite part, the graphics card. First, we're going to remove all of these right here. You can take your graphics card and line it up just with these right into the right spot. And then you'll be able to push all the way in. Let me put this in the right spot. Okay, after a couple minutes of struggling, I was finally able to put this on, and I screwed all of these back into there, and now we just have to plug this in, and I'm pretty sure we're almost done. If you guys made it this far, I really have to say thank you so much for watching the entire video. Please consider liking and subscribing this video as well, and I hope you guys have a great day.